Traditions in Ohio run with the seasons. Hot cocoa in the winter, gardening in the spring, grilling in the summer, and in the fall, there's nothing like a fresh glass of apple cider. Fresh, squeezed juice from apples. That's all cider is. It's not traditional apple juice. That would be like comparing, well, apples to oranges. Traditional store-bought juices contain as little as 3% juice. Cider is pure juice, no sugar or preservatives added. Cider making is a process that begins as a blossom in the early spring and comes to fruition from late summer to early fall during the harvest season. At the Laurelville Fruit Farm in Hocking County, apples have been in the family tree for 3 generations.
In 1911, my grandfather and the local banker started with the idea to raise chickens. The first year, the chickens got killed by the fox. They had looked up on the hill and saw an apple tree growing, so they decided to change and go to the apple business. And it's progressed from there. They started to make cider in the mid-40s, and we've since grown to where we are in the cider business today, known to have a clean, nice product. We raise a variety of apples, starting with early apples, going into the late varieties. I was trying to think, coming down here, I would guess we're in the range of 20 different varieties of apples we raise. The majority of my apples are Red and Golden Delicious, probably Jonathan, but it changes with the public's demand of what they want.
The Laurelville Fruit Farm might change with the times as new apple breeds are developed, but the cider making process hasn't changed a bit.
The rack and cloth is one of the oldest ways to make cider, turn of the century or before. Every farmer had basically, it wasn't a rack and cloth, but it was, you ground them up, put them in a barrel and in cheesecloth and squeezed them down. The rack and cloth gives you a faster way to make cider. It takes more people though. We've stayed with that because of the speed that we can make. This morning you saw us make 1,000-gallon cider, a little over an hour. We're cleaning up and we're ready to do something else the rest of the day. Our cider does change through the season. Our first cider that we make in Labor Day weekend will be much tartar and much more acidic than the cider we make at the end of October, which has a lot sweeter or more mature apples in it. So there's no way to control that because the apple controls that. The customers will say, I see you've got more Red Delicious in this cider, or I can taste more Golden Delicious in this cider. So it does change, but we want it to be as consistent as it can be so that the customer is used to what they tasted last week. They'll be happy with what they taste this week. The mainstay of the cider will be Red and Golden Delicious, Jonathan, Wine Saps, and Granny Smith. You want a blend of at least 4 different apples, or I want a blend of at least 4 different apples in my cider, and I want a lot of difference in sweet taste and tart taste to it so that when they marry together, they kind of taste good in your palate. Our cider tastes so clean each time. It doesn't matter if it's a little tartar or a little sweeter. It's just so much cleaner taste. You just taste like you're drinking a fresh apple.
And the critics agree. The Laurelville Fruit Farm was declared the 2006 Grand Award winner in the Ohio Cider Contest, sponsored by the Ohio Fruit Growers Society.
It's been very rewarding over the year to have people comment on our quality of cider. Publicity is never bad when you win first place in the cider contest in the state. It's a lot of work, and the monetary benefits aren't as great as they could be in a factory work or teaching position or something like that. But the rewards you get from the public are worth why you stay in it. We've had some of the same people come back with now their kids, and they say this is just a tradition to come down in September and October, come to the Laurelville Fruit Company, buy a bag of apples, get a glass of slush, get a gallon of cider, and go back home. It's just an American way. I think it's a fall tradition. This is a time of the year that all the things you've done all summer, all spring, paid off, because now they're harvesting them. They are quality, they are clean, they're nice. And if we bring them in and the people bite into them and say, well, I really like that apple, that's what makes your day.